Hey guys, JawsTheSharkReviews here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the LEGO icon Soundwave. So, here he is, and also here are his cassettes, all right here in their alt modes. So, yeah, so this is the next LEGO Hasbro collaboration for Transformers. Yeah, because we got Optimus and we got Bumblebee, so now we got Soundwave. Well, this guy came out sometime later last year, but it was only just a couple weeks ago that I finally got him. Put them together, absolute blast, and yeah, we'll just see how the final product turned out. So yeah, so let's get started. I guess we will start off with I guess this. So here we have his sort of ID card. I don't know what what they call these, but yeah, Optimus and Bumblebee both had them, so you know it only makes sense that they gave Soundwave one of these. So yeah, so right here you have like a little black and white sort of image here of LEGO Soundwave. And then you got some tech specs right here. So, an homage to G1 and other Transformers toys, but in this case, all roads lead back to G1. So, yeah, you can see his function, communications. It says Soundwave Superior, which is his iconic quote. And there's all this down here. You can read that. But what this guy has that Optimus and B don't are a little miniature version of himself. So at least just in tape deck mode, because it doesn't transform, and there's no like little robot Soundwave, which kind of would have been nice, but you know what, this is fine for what it is, because it makes sense since in G1 Soundwave mass shifted. He was normal handheld cassette player, and then eventually when he transforms he would grow into a full-sized robot. So, I think it's a nice little reference. But yeah, here I'll take it off right here and we'll look at close right at that. So yeah, here it is. Let's do the whole 360 degree look right here. Yeah, definitely, I could definitely tell, I can almost picture just bringing this down and then bringing this down, to have the leg, just like with the old G1 version. But unfortunately you can't do that. But what you can do though is, as you can see right here, there's the little window where the tape would be playing, and you can see that is Laserbeak right in there. So you could have that, or you do get the option to take this off, and now there's nothing there, but you take that off, and then it comes with another one right here which has Ravage inside. So yeah, so that's pretty neat. So you can attach that right into there, and now you got Ravage playing whatever meows and raz and whatever sounds cats make, robot cats make. You can do all that right here. So yeah, in my opinion, that's pretty cool. So aside from that, there's not much else to say here, so I guess we could just move on. So now here we have the actual Laserbeak here in cassette mode, and yeah, I think it looks pretty okay. I mean, it's not perfect, but I'd say LEGO try their best. And I do like how they have the little dials on here. I think that looks nice. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't really look like a folded up bird or anything. It looks the part, so I'll give it that. So yeah, just for a quick look and size comparison, here he is with the G1 Buzzsaw, just so you can get an idea of scale. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, there's not a whole lot to say right here. Actually, you know what? I'll wait till after I show Ravage to put him, like you can put him inside Soundwave's shot. Or anyway, I'll just shut it off now, just to save some time. So yeah, you can bring it over Soundwave. I know I'm cutting a little early on this, but I figured it's better doing it now than having to retransform this guy later. So What you can do with Soundwave, just like with Old Toy, is he has a button up here, and you push this down, and you got this going on, so you can insert Laserbeak or Ravage right into its chest. But what's interesting though is that unlike the actual Hasbro Soundwaves, this one doesn't have like a little click or anything, so realistically you could just bring it down manually, just take your finger and then just move that down. But it does stay in pretty securely, so I guess a clip isn't really that necessary. So. But yeah, you could slide Laserbeak right inside and just close it up, and then there you go. And I honestly think that looks really cool, you know, just a nice hand-built Soundwave, just the way I like it, you know. So there's that, and you know what, I'll just show off Laserbeak. I'll show off Ravage's real quick right here, just so you can see that. So there you go. Not as iconic looking, but still looks nice regardless. But anyways, back to Laserbeak. Yeah, really nice cassette mode, and you know, it's cool that he's got the option of going inside Soundwave. Don't take that out of context. But you know, I think that's neat. I think he just looks nice. So yeah, you want to do transformation? Yeah, why not? Let's go do it. So starting off, you just want to bring down these pieces right here, and then after that you just want to move down these sections, which will be the legs, and yeah, you can move these back, and last but not least, just bring over the head, and there we go. There you have Laserbeak in his bird mode. And yeah, I think he looks neat, but he looks a little flat, don't you say? Well, I got news for you. He won't be flat anymore after you attach these right onto his back or top. I'm not sure what you call it. So yeah, he comes with his the little back cannons or top cans, whatever you want to call it, from the original G1 toy and also the cartoon. So I think that's pretty neat. I absolutely love how they constructed these, like it's the pieces. They use the right pieces, and you know, I think together they look very nice. So of course, just like with the old G1 toy and subsequent Laserbeaks, these do attach right where the dials are, so you can see those little red areas here and there. And they're just like this little red post right here, so you just want to plug that in right on top, and just do the same thing right over here, and now you got yourself an even better looking Lego Laserbeak. So yeah, check that out. I dig it. I absolutely dig it. You know, it's, I mean, how else are you gonna make G1 Laserbeak in Lego? Like, I mean, how better can you make it? Like, exactly. Unless you want to make a bigger one and there's more pieces so it looks better, but in terms of the scale, a transformable Laserbeak that can fit inside Soundwave, you know, it's perfect, you know, just for what it is. It's not a perfect Laserbeak per se, but it's a perfect Lego Laserbeak. So, but yeah, again, just closer look at that sculpt. That's not a sticker that this is printed on for both sides, and honestly, less stickers the better. Unfortunately, that's not the case with Soundwave, really, because I mean, there's tons of stickers, but still, really neat. So for posability, you can extend his neck if you wanted to, so you can do like a diving position. What else? And then, you know, of course, the wings can move in and out, and well, the legs, they can only go in and out. So not really a lot of posability, but I don't mind. I think it's still nice. So yeah, but anyways, now for the bird mode size comparisons. Here he is with G1 Buzzsaw, which I forgot to mention before is essentially the same mold it has Laserbeak. And I know he's missing his cannons. I was just too lazy to dig around and find them, so I'm just like, you know what? I'm just pulling them out and showing them here. So, too bad, so sad. But yeah, I can really like. I'm honestly impressed, like how well Lego was able to recreate like not just the design, but like the engineering, especially like with the transformation of the original G1 toy. Like the only thing that really feels different is the neck and the head, but that's it. Like the wings move out the exact same, the legs move out the same. Like it's uncanny how much similar this guy is to this guy. Like, you know, and they're made of two completely different, like similar plastic, but like, you get what I'm saying. This is like a more manufactured toy, where this is a buildable, constructible like figure. That's what I mean. But yeah, it's a nice homage, nice carryover, and you'll see that too with Ravage and Soundwave. Like they'll have some carryovers from their G1 counterparts. So yeah, I think that is about it with Laserbeak. And now on to Ravage. Here he is in his cassette mode, and to be frank with you, not as good looking as Laserbeak, because at least with Laserbeak, I can kind of see why, like with Laserbeak, he has the more, you know, square sort of shaped wings and everything. It's a lot easier to get away with a better looking cassette on a Laserbeak figure than it is on a Ravage. Like, and that's been the case since day one, but well, I don't think so. I think the G1 was engineered a bit differently, but with this Lego one, they inspired her kind of more by like the Siege one or the Studio Series 86 ones. Like, so when I was saying before, you'd see that G1 engineering carried over to Ravage and Soundwave. Well, it's more so just Soundwave and Laserbeak, but you know, but regardless, I still think it's alright for what it is. But so yeah, but anyways, as you can see, he's got the same two dial pieces that came with Laserbeak, or were on Laserbeak, I should say. And you know, I mean, it's a relatively rectangular shape, but again, you kind of have some butterfly wings going on right here, almost looks like. But I think it looks okay. Again, here he is for comparison. Well, let me just transform him real quick with Buzzsaw. I don't think I have the G1 Ravage, so you're really just gonna have to bear with this. So, but I think he was roughly the same shape and size as Buzzsaw, so we'll just put them side by side. And again, this one doesn't really look perfect, but who cares, honestly? I mean, it's somewhat doing the job, and you know, for what it's supposed to, or like for what it kind of functions as, you know, being a Lego interpretation, it's not gonna be perfect, but yeah. So that's pretty much it for cassette mode. So let's move on to the cat mode, the Panther mode, whatever you want to call it, Jaguar. So yeah, you just want to move out the legs right here and the legs right up here as well. And then you just want to fold down these pieces right here. And then next, just flip out the tail, what's supposed to be the tail. It's a puny little tail. And then just flip down the head. And after you're done with that, there you guys have Ravage in his Panther, whatever, kitty cat mode. And yeah, honestly, not quite as good looking as with Laserbeak. Like, I don't know, just the head looks a little funky, and the shape of, you know, the body. Well, I'm not being fair because I didn't attach his little guns, so I guess we'll show that off now. So here they are, and I think they look really cool. You know, you got that sort of rocket design that the original G1 version had. So I think that's a nice carryover. So yeah, but to attach this, I think you put it, I forgot where you put it, I think it's back here, yeah. So you just want to do that, and do this right here as well. And there you go. So he does look a little bit better. It's same thing with Laserbeak. I mean, you know, they're not really complete until you have these. So so PSA, do not lose the cannon pieces for both Ravage and Laserbeak, because otherwise you're gonna have essentially a half-assed looking robot mode, animal mode, whatever you want to call it. So you know, it looks a little bit better though, but I still don't think, like, at least with Laserbeak, once you put those things on top, he looked basically perfect. But with Ravage, he still looks a little bit funny. But I guess they tried. You know, they tried. It's not horrible. It's just, you know, it's a little meh. But Ravage always gets the short end of the stick, I feel. I mean, I'm guessing it's harder to make a feline transformer that turns into a cassette. You know, I think that's a challenge that Hasbro put on themselves back in the day. But yeah. But for posability, he does have a bit more than Laserbeak, obviously. His head can move up and down like that. His front legs can rotate, and there are elbow bends right here and there, as well as feet hinges right here and there. Legs can go back that much, forward that much, and yeah, I got some hinges here and there, and as well for the hind feet. So he does have good posability regardless. Oh, and his tail obviously can wag up and down. But yeah, regardless, I think he does have decent posability. But you know, he's of the two Cassetticons, cassette bots, whatever you want to call them. Definitely, Ravage got the shorter end of the stick, which always seems to be the case. Like even with the 86 Ravage, you know, like that. You know, it was you knew Laserbeak had the better one. So, but yeah, so there you guys have Ravage right there. Now, with all the other stuff out of the way, we can finally focus on the man of the hour himself. So here is Soundwave here in his little tape recorder mode, and I personally think it's the best alt mode wise that we've gone for these LEGO Transformers, because it's literally the definition of solid. Well, until you get to the back, but it's like, it feels like perfect essentially, because I mean, you got pretty much anything you'd ask for with a LEGO Soundwave cassette recorder mode. And yeah, so let's look at it. So here's some stickers I carefully applied. Not perfect, but did the best I could. So you got that right there, and this right there. I'm guessing those are the speakers. I don't know. I wasn't alive in the 80s, so I'm not too sure. Not too familiar with the design choices of these right here, but I'm guessing those are speakers. And then down here you have the record button, and then you got this play button. I almost forgot it does play something, but I'll just have to I'll just go through everything else first before I get back to it. And yeah, and then this is just the label saying what it is. It's a stereo, it's a micro cassette, or a stereo and a micro cassette recorder, maybe I think it's just saying a stereo micro cassette recorder, because sometimes, you know, stereo could just refer to, like, you know, like the radio or whatever. But yeah. And when we get to the back, though, it gets a little ugly looking. Yeah, it's not too hot looking. You got his hands just sticking out. There's not really, like, even the instructions just kind of show it like this. There's no, like, actual way to tuck it in or anything. So yeah, it's kind of stuck like that, which is, you know, a bit of a shame, but I guess there has to be a weakness somewhere. But yeah, and as you can see here, I have his weapons stored. So you got his shoulder cannon right here, his blaster right there, and the or half of the blaster, and then this is the tip of the blaster right here. So it kind of splits in two, and then you just put one part of it on the back. Well, they're all on the back, but we'll put one part on the center of the back and one on this side. So yeah, I'll show that off a bit more later. So yeah, that's pretty much it for just a little show and tell. Now let's get right back to this play button right here. So Soundwave was marketed as a sound brick set. So basically, for those who don't know what that is, I wasn't too familiar myself because I don't collect Lego too often. But what it is essentially is some of their Lego's more adult-oriented sets, like this one, will sometimes include like little sound bricks, where like you just, it's essentially what you think it sounds like. It's a brick. You press a button, and then it plays sound. So now it's you can kind of see some of it from back here. You can see right there those little this right here. It's supposed to look like, well, sound waves, but that's part of the brick. That's like the only part that you can really see. But I'd remove and show you guys, but that'd take a lot of like unbuilding or ever destroying. I don't have all the time in the world to do that. So nor do you guys. So I'm just gonna say it's in there. You could probably Google a photo of what it looks like. But anyway, so they engineered it to where this play button right here lines up perfectly with the sound brick, and if you push it, you do get some bits of dialogue and some sound effects. I'll just play them out for you in complete silence. So you guys kind of get the gist of it. I'm not going to go through all of them. I think I got through most of them. There's a ton of lines. I didn't expect this many. Like I knew he'd say a few lines and there would be a few things, but there's a lot more than I expected. So, I'm not sure if there's any video like specifically showing all of them, but I guess you could probably Google and find out. Maybe I'll Google and find out. But that's most of them. And I think they're pretty cool. Now, the only thing I'm curious of is who voiced Soundwave. I'm trying to think. It kind of sounds like Frank Welker, but it could also be what's his name, John Bailey, also known as the Epic Voice guy, and because he's voiced Soundwave quite a bit. Like I know he was the voice of him in Bumblebee, and he sounds a lot like Frank Welker. So I mean, so it probably is him because he's not a union actor like Frank Welker is, so he's probably cheaper. But who knows? I'm guessing it's one of those two. But for me, I'm guessing it's probably John Bailey. So I wish I knew so I could give a shout out, because these are pretty cool lines. But I just don't know who does them, But yeah, so that's really cool. They did not need to do that. Like they could have just had put like a play button here, but no, like they went the extra mile. They're like, you know what? Let's shove a sound brick right in him, and just yeah, I think it's pretty neat. This is definitely not something you'd see on a Lego set, like even probably like 5 years ago. So it's impressive stuff. What Lego's still doing after all this time. But yeah, so that is, I think, yeah. Well, I guess we could do a little size comparison here. We already showcased the whole cassette gimmick. I guess I could show off the interior of it a little bit better. So here, you can see like the little engineering that they put into this whole bun thing. So So you could see this yellow thing clips onto that gray thing. I know it's a little hard to describe because there's all kinds of yellow and gray pieces, but if you see right about just above where my thumb is, you can see that going on. And then once you push this down, it releases it, so you can see it unclips. So yeah, so that's pretty neat. Lots of nice little engineering. Here's the bottom. It looks pretty ugly. And here's the top, pretty smooth. And yeah, I feel like there's more to it, but I mean, technically there is, because obviously we have to transform him. But it's like there's so many little gadgets features. I'm like, is that really it? So yeah, but anyways, here he is with the G1 Soundwave, just so you could see that right there. There's so much in common that these two have. It's unbelievable, but there are quite a bit of differences, especially in transformation. Like, they added some stuff, and I mean, obviously this skews more towards the cartoon look than the toy, but there are still elements from the toy, like, you know, the decals. They're definitely it's definitely an homage to this one, which I think is nice. It's a nice perfect mixture between the two. That's what I think it is. And in robot mode, there's a little option you can do that'll show off that even harkens to both versions. So but yeah, so anyways, without further ado, let's get right down to the transformation. I'm really worried that I'm forgetting something, but I think I got through everything. So starting off, you just want to remove the weapons. Now you do have to put these in specific areas because of how this is all designed. And so for this, so the shoulder cannon has to be on this side, because there's those like little ports or whatever right here, and that won't fit onto this because, as you can see, it has one of those plus shaped little pegs. So for this one right here, for his gun, you just put it right here, as you can see, a plus shaped hole. So, you know, there's no mix and match, no swapping like some other Soundwave toys. You have to literally put it where it's supposed to go. So. And then now for the gun tip, I mean, obviously that can only go right here, right on the back. So I'll just remove that. So now, once we got all that out, now we can actually transform him. So, starting off, you just want to, hold on, it's not. Starting off, you just want to, oh yeah, right. You want to untab the shoulder panels from the back sides right here. And then you just want to straighten out the legs. So far, it already looks a lot like G1, the toy, obviously. And then, actually, before you bring it down, you just want to move down this panel and compress it against this right here. And then you can bring down the leg, and then you can rotate here at the thigh until it's like this. And yeah, before we move on any further, let me take care of this so this doesn't become a problem. So you just want to compress this and straighten this out, bring this down, and rotate the thigh. Perfect, so now they are symmetrical. So then next, you just want to bring up this panel right here and compress that like that. It doesn't go all the way, like it doesn't push in, but it does kind of stay like right there, like the way they have these sort of slow pieces kind of makes up for it, so that does help. And just bring this up too. Then after that, you just want to bring down the feet. And there's a really cool thing that they added where you just bring that, like as you're bringing it down, it pulls the shin cavity out. So, and yeah, that's a really neat little touch they added in. And I think they even said, like in the instructions, like I won't have time to show off the instructions, but they're really nice, just as they were with Prime and B. But you know, they kind of give a little background on Soundwave and the old toy, but they also mentioned some of the cues they took from the toy, like the old toy, and like what they added. And you know, obviously they highlighted that the little shin gimmick is all new, which I mean, obviously, I mean, I own the old toy, so I already knew it was a new feature, but it was still cool to see like what they took and what they changed. So yeah, as you can see, he's already becoming a big boy. So let me just try to raise up the camera here. Oh man, he is one tall guy. Here, let me adjust this a little bit more, just so I can make sure it's all good. Okay, so I think I got the camera to a somewhat workable position, so let's carry on right here. So then you just want to bring around the little shoulder arm piece, and as you can see right here, there's a gray clip there that'll go into these little yellow pieces, at least one of them. Yeah, it goes into the one on the right. And there we go. And just do the same thing right. Oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. So just reattach this piece, and oh, I guess that didn't do it. There we go. And then bring that around. So now you got the shoulders properly configured. And yeah, so what's next? Oh yeah, the hands. You just want to swing them right down, rotate them around, and then you can just relax the fingers so they're not stuck in a clenching position. And do the same thing on this side. And yeah, so there we have that. And last but not least is the head. So you just want to, just like with the old toy, you just want to bring this back piece back, and then just bring out the head, close up this piece, and then you just want to rotate around the head. And once you guys have that all done, there you have Soundwave in his big old robot mode. Like, he is big. And yeah, he looks phenomenal, like absolutely phenomenal. You know, the cassette mode looked perfect, at least from the front. This doesn't look perfect, but it still looks amazing for being a Lego Soundwave. Like, it's so good. I mean, how can you not love this, you know? Especially if you're a self-proclaimed Soundwave stan and you're like, nah, I don't like this. Like, come on, how can you? I mean, you're right to your own. You have a right to your own opinion, but like, this just looks so cool, you know. I'm not trying to sound like a glazer, but honestly, I'm glazing this thing because it just looks so freaking cool. So yeah, but anyways, yeah, here he is, and let me just do a full 360 right here. He's a little wobbly, don't worry, he won't fall apart so easily. But you know, still looks pretty freaking sweet. Let me show the legs again. I don't know if I got on camera. Obviously, that's probably one of the few things I'm not a huge fan of design-wise, is, you know, just how these kind of stick out, you know, because it's all flat, and then you get to this, and then it's a little, yeah, it's not great, but everything else though cleans up really nicely, so I do like that. So yeah, it's hard for me to do up close shots. Let me see if I can zoom in. Okay, there we go. There's his head. Really neat. Absolutely loved how they did it. Here, let me show off the posability. That should be a little easier. So yeah, for articulation, his head is kind of on a ball joint, sort of. So you can get all kinds of movement here and there. He can look up and down. Well, it's kind of an interesting design, like, because when you build him, you attach it like this. He has his long neck, but then you push this down all the way like that, and then it all cleans up nicely. So yeah. Let's see, his shoulders are in a ratchet joint, so you get a full 360 degree movement there. You do get a little bit of in and out movement there for the shoulders. He does have a double bend for the elbow, both on ball joints. Let's see. And his wrists do swivel, and all of his fingers can move around. Yes, even that one. And, yeah, what else? He does not have a waist rotation, unfortunately. I mean, that was the case for B. I think the same for Prime. Or if he did, it was very hindered. What else? His thighs, as we saw, do rotate. Just being careful, not make sure nothing breaks apart. So you got that. I think he can do the splits. Yeah, he can do the splits. And unfortunately, his legs don't kick back or forth, so that's kind of a bummer because it looks like it would. But as you can see right here, this is not engineered to allow any of that because the ratchet joints are only for side-to-side movement. So that's a bummer, you know. I knew, you know, like I knew there'd be flaws. I was just hoping, you know, he'd still have a little more posability than the other two, because I mean, he doesn't have as much going on with him, if you know what I'm saying. He doesn't turn to a vehicle, he just turns into a big old brick, you know, so they could get away with a lot more, which I believe they did, but it's still, you know, in a way, just kind of not. What else? But his knees do bend, so you got that. And his ankles do pivot. They kind of can go back and forth. The shin will kind of cave in when you do that, though, so yeah, I'm not too sure about that. But yeah, so that is it for the articulation. I'd say it's pretty good. It's not perfect because, again, he lacks the ability to swing his legs back and forth. You know, but like aside from that, though, I think it's alright. It's pretty good. But anyways, now for the accessories, as we kind of saw before. He does have his shoulder cannon right here. It's a little hard to focus, but there it is right here. Yeah, really cool. It would be kind of interesting if they had like a little sort of Gatling gun gimmick, you know, like Legos had in the past, where you kind of rotate it and then, you know, little missiles fly out. I'm sure that'd be a little annoying, but it kind of looks like they wanted to do that, but somebody didn't allow it to happen. I don't know. That's just me. But I think that would have been cool, but maybe it would have been a little bit over the top. I don't know. Because this is more of an adult collector Lego than it is for kids. So, you know, you'll kind of come across stuff like that. But yeah. Really nice. It's so hard to focus. Because the camera's so biased towards sound, like the main thing, which I can't blame it for, but it's still. But yeah, pretty cool. So to store it, I have to be really careful. You got these 4 like little stud things up here, and you just want to attach this right up here like that. I think that should be in. And there you have that. And then he comes, of course, he's got his gun right here, and it was in 2 separate pieces, obviously for the alt mode. Let's get a nicer look right here. Somewhat nicer look, I guess. It's so hard to... It's like, okay, I get it, Soundwave looks cool, but okay. Jesus Christ. So there's the gun right there, what you can see of it, and then there's the tip of the gun. And having it disassemble is a nice little homage to G1. But you can attach it right in here. You could, if it'll focus, you should see a plus-shaped hole right in there. Yeah, there you go. And you just want to plug that in right there. And there you go. So there's the gun. Now, he can only hold it in this hand, and that's because he's got this little gray piece, but I think you can remove this if you wanted to and plug it into this hand, so, you know, you can't necessarily rule out him having in this hand. You just have to do a little, you know, a little switcheroo, I guess. Yeah, there you guys have that. So, I screwed up here. I was grabbing the Laserbeak and his little gun things came off. I was gonna put him next to Soundwave. But yeah, so there is that. And you know, you could still transform them, put them in his chest, just like in alt mode, but you know, I'm not really gonna worry about that right now. But let me see, can you put him on his forearm? I mean, obviously you can't turn this all the way, it's kind of, so it's on the side, like that was how he had Laserbeak perched in the show, but it's a little bit hard to do, so maybe the front of his forearm can do it. Let's find out. No, it's a little top heavy, so unfortunately it doesn't look like you can do that. Like the only way really to store him and Laserbeak is just in the chest, which kind of sucks, but I'll take it over having nothing, so I'll say that. Nope. And now look, now it's crumbling apart, this piece. So I'm just gonna set these two out to the side. Oh, and I just remembered, so you guys know how I was mentioning how this set is both an homage to both the cartoon and the toy, and how in robot mode there's one particular area, well there's a few particular areas, like the knees have the old sticker design, as does the shoulders and the forearms, like that's what he had with the old toy. But his head can also, here, let me just take off his head so it's much easier to look at. Sorry Soundwave stands for decapitating him, but I just have to do this for one quick little moment so everything's easier. So here's his head. You get a much better look at it. Now it's your standard G1 Soundwave head design, but he has the red eyes, which obviously are fine because that's how he looked in the cartoon. But LEGO does give you the option to remove them and replace them. So what you want to do is, well, you probably want to, actually you don't have to, you could just bring down the mouth plate all the way. And it's the same one that came with Optimus, he also has it on these sides too. But yeah, you can actually remove these from right here. They're these translucent red slope pieces. And now he's got nothing. And there you guys go. There's Soundwave with no eyes. Nah, I'm just kidding. And they come with these two yellow translucent slope pieces, so this should ring a bell. And what you can do is you can attach them right in the same spots as the red ones. And if you get that all together and straighten out, it's not quite straightened out as you can see, but screw it, we're just pulling this up. And once you got that done, now you have a yellow-eyed or yellow-visored Soundwave. So, and that's how he looked on with the original toy. So yeah, in my opinion, I think that was a really cool decision. Like that was one they really didn't have to do, but they still went ahead and did it anyways. I think it looks nice. Me personally, I prefer the red visor, but I think the yellow still looks nice though. So yeah, there you guys have that. But anyways, now for the robot mode size comparisons. Here he is with Optimus Prime. Here he is with Bumblebee. And last but not least, here he is with the G1 Soundwave. Quite a size difference. So there you guys have my review for the LEGO Icon Soundwave. And in my opinion, he's got to be my favorite, at least of the three LEGO Transformers that we've gotten so far, because, you know, Bumblebee's good, Prime is great, but this guy's superior. And to be fair with you, I think I even mentioned this when he was first revealed, when I did a news video about it. I remember saying, this guy's got to be my favorite one. There's no way he won't be. And luckily, I was proven right. So me from however many months ago, pat yourself on the back, because this guy's amazing. You know, like, where do you even begin? I mean, the cassettes are great, especially Laserbeak. Rabbids is okay. But what I'll say, I love the little Soundwave thing included. They didn't have to do that, but you know what? They said, heck it, let's do it. And, you know, I'm glad they did. The alt mode, the cassette mode, or cassette player mode, I should say, is almost perfect until you get to the back, obviously. But everything else looks amazing, and the decals look nice, and the transformation is really smooth too, especially in comparison to Bumblebee. And posability's for the most part alright. I mean, aside from the lack of a waist rotation and also back and forth leg movement, but he's great. And just the design of the robot mode too looks exactly like what I picture a Lego Soundwave to look like. So, will I say he's perfect? Obviously no, as I implied before. He's got his flaws, as you know, some of the other Lego Transformers do, but I'd say he is my favorite so far. I mean, he's like it's gonna be pretty hard to top this guy because they did such a great job with him. So, would I recommend? Absolutely, but I mean, if you're a little hesitant, you know, about the price, it's like $190 here in the US. Maybe wait a little bit, but for the time being, though, you know, if you got the money, go get yourself one. He's so good, and buy for a friend if they want it too. You know, if you got the money at least. But, so yeah, overall, great set. Highly recommend. It'd be a great Christmas gift. I'm sure some parents got their kids for Christmas last year, and you know what? Keep doing it this year and the next year and the next after that, because it's so good. Just share the love of Soundwave. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, but anyways, guys, as always, till all are one.